Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle. We are looking at just a basic reading today. This is the guidebook if you haven't seen this deck. So it has a really nice guidebook. It's a pretty big deck. This guidebook's almost the size of my hand. This is the box that it comes in. Right, so it's a pretty big deck. We are just going to do a 3-card reading. The cards are so big that I don't hold them this way because it's too hard for my hands are too small. So I turn the deck sideways just so the cards don't go flying out of the way. But you can shuffle however you want to shuffle. So whatever feels right for you. How is everybody today? Feel free to let me know in the comments how you are doing. It's so great to be able to do your readings for you. I am the universe is working things out perfectly so that I am available to do the readings. So I am just grateful and thankful. It is an honor to do these readings. It is an honor to have Spirit join us in the readings. And I hope that these readings always help you for your highest good. I hope that they serve you for your highest good. And may you always trust your intuition. Okay. All right, let's take a look at our cards. We're going to pull 4 cards and we're just going to see what your guidance is for today. Okay, let me put this in the box and I'll give you a minute to think of which card pulls to you. For some of you, there might be more than one card that pulls for you, and that's okay. Go with the card that resonates with you the most. And for others, if you're pulled to more than one card, go with the card that feels right for you or the cards that feels right for you. Okay, the first card we have is Passion, number 34. The frequency of passion reminds us that beneath every intense emotion lies the hidden gem of insight, balance, and calm. It assists us in finding the balance within this intensity, moving us from chaos to the calm of its core. Where we can let go, long lasting wisdom will fill us up. Okay, so you are being guided to check in with yourself. Are you doing what you are called to do? Are you fulfilling your purpose within your heart? Are you leading with your passion? For some of you, you may not even know what your passion is. And this card is basically reminding you that you need to find the balance within the intensity and in what you're doing and in the chaos, and that will lead you to your passion. Okay, for some of you, you may have always known what your passion is. You might have been an artist from a very young age. For others, you may just love being around people or pets or animals. But it's okay if you don't know what your passion is. This is reminding you that you do have a drive inside of you that that guides you to do what you love. So this card is all about connecting to that energy within you and following that frequency of what is it that makes you you? What is it that makes you happy at the end of the day? What is it that makes you truly smile? Okay, your passion doesn't have to be the same as somebody else's, right? Your passion can be something that maybe somebody else doesn't quite get or understand, and that's okay too. Okay, do you, right? That's the thing is if you're looking for happiness right now, or if you're looking for more energy, or you're looking for a solution to a situation, card one, you're going to find it in what makes you happy. You're going to find it in what fuels your fire, right? That's where you're being called. That's where you're being called to go. Two, discernment. The frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment. Yet, with compassion and wisdom. Okay, so card 20, your number's 20. Okay, so the situation that you are in, card 2, my number 2 people, you're being called to have discernment. So whatever the situation is, don't follow everybody else, right? Trust that you, whatever you're feeling about this situation, trust your feelings, okay? Trust that you are exactly understanding the situation as you're meant to. If it doesn't feel right, walk away. If it doesn't feel right and it's safe to, then speak up. But sometimes you don't always have to speak. You know what I mean? Like people say, well, speak up if if you don't agree with something, speak up. That's not always true. Sometimes you just need to simply walk away. Sometimes speaking up is just going to cause an argument, or people that don't want to understand, no matter what you say, they're not going to understand. So with discernment, you might just have to simply walk away, or you might just simply have to close doors and just don't reopen them and don't give an explanation. Just honor yourself, honor your emotions, honor your feelings, and do what you're being called and felt to do. Okay. But definitely have discernment about this situation. Trust your intuition, trust your gut, trust your worries, your thoughts, trust that energy. 3, you have Merkaba. The frequency of Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to travels or to travels to traverse into other layers of reality and dimensions. Okay. It activates our access to our Akashic inheritance as well, mirroring the of our to- totality of our experiences into our present to serve our highest purpose. Okay, so your consciousness is aligning with your purpose, and your purpose is known by the higher source, higher energy source. So this is one of those where you might be pulled to do something and you don't understand why. You don't have any clue whatsoever why you're being pulled, but it's just kind of like this is where you feel you need to be, or this is where you feel you need to go. And it's because your subconsciousness knows what your consciousness doesn't quite know yet. So your subconsciousness is kind of trying to direct you into the energy that aligns with your Akashic inheritance. Okay. So you are going to have a higher purpose that unfolds with each experience that you do. So don't be surprised if you don't do something small and then it jumps into something big, right? That's basically what this is coming into. It's like one thing leads to another. Like, for example, you might be drawn to purchase a book. But then when you purchase that book, you're not really drawn to read the book, but holding that book opens up a whole other understanding of a download that comes in. So you just like automatically, like you feel like you read the book, but you never read the book, but the download comes in, right? So you just automatically are able to skip the process of reading the book and go directly into understanding and using that information for your highest good. Like that's kind of like the energy that's coming in here with the Merkaba. Okay, it's when you do something and what you do unlocks something else. And that something else that unlocks can be something that's very big, but what you did to unlock that was something very small, right? So don't let anything, whether it's big or small, don't let it don't dismiss it easily, right? Everything is going to have a purpose in your path, even if it doesn't make any sense why it's there. It's there for a trigger, or it's there to bring in the frequency to support what needs to come next, right? So just acknowledge every everything that you're doing and um, trust that it's all working out in alignment, right? It's almost like connecting the dots. You know how like you have that one, two, three, four, five, and you go draw the lines to figure out what the shape is. That's kind of like what I'm getting, the image that I'm getting for you here. I'm getting this image like you're connecting the numbers, and you haven't seen the full image yet because you're still connecting the numbers as you go. Okay, but in the end, you're going to step back and be like, oh, wow, all of that together created this. Okay, and then card four. Your card is communication. The frequency of communication supports our ability to exchange information in many different forms. It reminds us to run every piece of information, both incoming and outgoing, through our heart, the center of our truth, to stay in the flow of source and balance exchange. Okay, so communication, speaking clearly. So your number is 14. 4 and 1 is 5. Okay, so you are being guided to communicate in all ways. Okay, be aware of how you communicate. Some people communicate with words, some people communicate with actions, some people communicate with their face. Like, for example, I do that. Like, my face kind of says it all. Like, um, if I don't say it out loud, and you can see my face is like it wears the words. So, whatever you're being called to do with communication, that's your strong point. Okay, your ability to communicate will help you to unlock the different paths and journeys that you're working on. Okay, so your strength, it lies in the way that you're able to communicate. Don't let anybody quiet your voice. Don't let anybody stop you from being able to express who you truly are, okay? And set with things before you speak. If you're trying to find your words for something and you can't, this card is reminding you to set with your heart, center your truths. Okay, come inward and set with your heart before you could put your words into thoughts. How are you feeling? How is this situation making you feel? How can you communicate what you need to in a way that validates your truth without hurting another person's feelings, right? Sometimes we can't avoid hurting somebody's feelings because they're going to interpret something however they choose to. But other ways we can. If we set with our heart space, we can figure out a way of saying something in a way that it's expressed, but it isn't finger pointing, right? It isn't demeaning to others, right? If you can communicate without emotions being involved, that's going to be really important for you, I feel, because I feel like you, for this card here for communication, you might have some language barriers with people. You might also be one of these people who you have healed from a lot, um, but other people around you may have chosen not to. And so there's this communication wall, like barrier, because you're trying to communicate clearly, but a person who hasn't done the work that you've done is not going to receive the message in the same way that you're trying to express it. It's going to be received in a victim, why me, or poor me, or you don't care kind of energy. Okay, so you're gonna have a hard time communicating certain things with certain people because they simply haven't done the healing within to understand your where you're coming from and your emotions and your thoughts on the whole situation. Okay, so that's out of your hands. You can't tell other people how to heal, and you can't do the healing for them. So all you can do is try to communicate as clearly and as loving as you can and not internalize their response because their response can very well come from an unhealed part of them. And so they're going to give you only what they can give you from their side, okay? So you got to communicate your side clearly and know in the heart that you did your best in whatever situation, if it's something that you're battling with, with another person, okay? But for all of you, this is a great reading. I hope this has helped each of you. And if you picked more than one card, then I hope this definitely helps you on your journey. um, Let me know what you think of the deck if you have this deck, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye.